In the myriad of Star Wars directors that we've had, rumored, hired, fired, let go, recycled, reused, brought into the projects, gotten rid of, none is more interesting to me than Taika Waititi. But I have to ask myself, is he a good fit for Star Wars?
Perfect.
If you're at all aware of what's going on in pop culture, you've definitely heard the name Taika Waititi bubbling up left and right. He went from somebody who was relatively unknown to a very well-known director in the kind of pop culture movie universe space. His filmography actually reaches back quite a bit further, but some of his more recent movies that I've really enjoyed were What We Do in the Shadows, and then obviously Jojo Rabbit. I think they were two movies that had the capacity for great intelligence, and at times were very intelligent. But Taika Waititi's particular brand of humor, that kind of New Zealand, self-deprecating, witty, quick, dry humor, is just not for everybody. And so I can understand why maybe you didn't know who he was until we had Thor Ragnarok or Thor Love and Thunder, which we'll touch on in just a little bit. Now, obviously, there have been rumors swirling around Taika Waititi getting greenlit for his own Star Wars movie since it feels like, I don't even know when, it feels like it's been around forever. But we don't really know anything about it. We never really knew anything about it, and they've said that it's been tabled and then shelved and then brought back, but the recent buzz right now is that it has been greenlit, they are moving forward with it, and Taika is continuing to work on the project. The question I'm kind of posing today is, what do we think that project's going to be, and are Star Wars fans going to be happy with it? And does Taika really know what he's getting himself into when it comes to actually doing an entire feature-length film for Star Wars? Now, obviously, this is not Taika's first foray into Star Wars. He made his directorial debut on Mandalorian when he directed Chapter 8 of the first season, which I thought was a wonderful episode. So we know that he can handle a smaller load, I would say, considering the size of the episode, the scope of everything. I think he did a wonderful job. And of course, he also played IG-11, the kind of witty assassin droid, which was a character I really, really enjoyed. Hated to see him go.
I must be destroyed.
But after everything that happened with Thor Love and Thunder, a lot of people were left kind of feeling like Taika Waititi's lost it. He's just putting way too much humor in. He's not giving respect to the characters in the movies the way he needs to. I think it was a really big hit for a lot of pop culture fans to go back and look at Thor Love and Thunder and now look forward to a Star Wars movie and wonder what the heck is he going to do. But I honestly feel like we're not giving Taika enough credit. And so a lot of stuff is being dredged up. There's one in particular I want to look at from a Rolling Stone article from back in summer of 2022, where he can be directly quoted as saying, "I just feel like for me, I'm never going to please the fans. You know, I don't want to mess with something that's so treasured. Also, you feel like you've got to do a lot of research, and I don't have any time. I mean, there's thousands of books that have been written, these volumes of books about Star Wars with all those characters. I just don't have time to get through them. So I can't say, like, you know, confidently, I'd be able to do something that's very close to what everyone knows. I'm not promising that I'm not going to do anything like that. I'm just saying it'd be easier for me not to do that. Would you like to see a Jar Jar Binks movie?" So I thought this was kind of interesting because it's a different take on the way that I think Taika is kind of saying, I'm never going to please the fans. It doesn't really feel like a Rian Johnson statement where it's like, you. I hope my movie pisses off half the fan base. It's more like, I know that I'm not going to make everybody happy, but I also don't want to ruin anything that's already existing. He doesn't want to touch legacy characters. He doesn't really want to mess with the timeline because if he knows he does that, he's going to wind up in a whole can of worms. And I know they're already going to be in the comment section saying, well, what about this that he said? What about that he said? I get it. I try to look at a whole overarching picture more than trying to pick small little points in time where I see something that I don't like from somebody. So when it comes to Taika Waititi, do I think he's a perfect fit for Star Wars? No. Do I think he needs to be carefully managed when he's making this movie? Yes. Do I think he has the ability to make a good Star Wars movie? I think he does, but the proof will be in the pudding. If this movie comes out, hopefully it does, I think it's going to be probably the most interesting thing that we've seen since the Clone Wars. Interesting. I didn't say good. I said interesting. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments. I'm sure we'll be talking about this on a live stream at some point. But I'm interested to hear what you guys think. Leave me a comment. Let me know. What do you think? Can Taika pull this off, or is this just bad juju from the get-go? Let me know. I'll see you guys on the next one.